Where are all the new investors from 2017's bull run? Did you know that most left? Why? Now, let's make some educated guesses. Number one, they didn't take profits during the massive run and got absolutely wrecked. Number two, they didn't have patience. The truth is, I was new to crypto then. I didn't have this channel, and I wasn't experienced enough, specifically in crypto, to really have had some things figured out. My hope is, though, that each of you makes better choices than most of them did. In fact, better choices than I did when I was brand new. I didn't know how to tell a mediocre project from a great one, and I also didn't know how to take profits during the parabolic run, thinking it would just keep running. As well as I let my emotions into my trading way too much, because though I had 20 years investing experience, I was new to crypto and I thought those rules didn't apply. Well, today I want to bring you one of the channel's sponsors during the month of October. We accepted this partnership because we love what they have to offer to you, and we feel it really helps keep emotions in check for many, as well as it has some very interesting aspects that I think will be golden during the bear run as well. So I want to welcome Mudrex to join us right after this quick intro. Join me, Rainmakers. Idul, thank you for joining us. Now, I hadn't heard of Mudrex prior to really about 2 months ago, and I was unfamiliar with it. And your team was great enough to spend some time really showing me what they had and what you've built, and that was impressive. Actually, before I took that meeting out of curiosity, and there was a 90% chance I was like, nah, that just isn't going to work out. We've had probably about 150 people reach out looking for sponsorships, and we've said no to all but 3. And there's very specific reasons why we said yes to your project. And I shared just a little bit of that a minute ago with the audience on that there are some things we like about Mudrex. Now, for those in the audience that haven't heard about Mudrex, could you tell us a little bit about Mudrex and what you've built and what you're working on?
Absolutely, Rainn. And actually, to be honest, going back to the thing that we started off with, a lot of people who joined crypto in 2017, the reason why they left was because of all the 3 things that you mentioned, right? They didn't know when to enter, when to exit. They didn't know and they didn't know how to control their emotions and take their profits and so on and so forth. And then, of course, they didn't know which tokens or which projects should they invest in. And to be honest, this was the same problem that I faced. And we eventually realized that this is a problem that's common with so many people trying to do trading in crypto, and we felt that something needed to be done to solve for that. And to solve for that, we built out Mudrex. And the idea behind Mudrex is to help simplify investing for traders and investors in crypto. We've got 2 sides of the product. One side of the product is a creator's product where we've created a very simple drag and drop, no code editor that helps a lot of the traders amongst that are there on the audience and a lot of the traders out there who are trying to trade crypto create their trading algorithms without writing code. Now, the beauty of an algorithm is that it removes the emotions from the system. It, of course, clearly defines when to enter, when to exit. And because we do it in a very simple, no code, drag and drop way, essentially anyone can create an algorithm. All you need is a simple rule that says when to buy and when to sell. So that's one side of the product. And of course, the second side of the product that actually might be more interesting to a lot of the audience that's listening into this AMA would be the investing part. So what we did is that we realized that there are a lot of great creators and a lot of great traders out there who are creating algorithms. What we did is we created a marketplace where all of these traders could publish their trading algorithms. We would vet them. We would make sure that they are appropriately risk managed and there is consistent gains and so on and so forth available. And then we made the entire performance history public. So everything that you see on Mudrex is live, completely transparent, and it essentially gives the 90-95% of people out there a very simple one-click one button way to invest in crypto. So that's the problem that Mudrex is trying to solve. We are building this layer that helps traders and investors invest in crypto for steady, consistent, long-term gains. And that's the only way you create wealth, my friend.
You summarized it really well, and that's what we saw when Abhinav walked us through and did a video with shared the screen and showed us Mudrex. And I've not been a fan of bots. Another term for algorithms is trading bots, and essentially they're just algorithms that you instruct where to enter and when to exit. And the reason I haven't been a fan of them is because, number one, it's very complex for somebody who's brand new to do it. And most of the things I've seen out there, they have to be pretty good at programming in order to try to program anything. So what I loved about what I saw with Mudrex is that they can leverage from other people that have set up these algorithms, submitted them, which then get back tested, and then they can see the performance of what it's been doing, and then they can just say, okay, I want my portfolio, I want to allocate this much to just follow that algorithm. They don't even have to build it while they're building familiarity with it and
Exactly.
doing it. Because what I like about algorithms over trading is it helps take the emotions out of it. Now, specifically, I'm not interested in throwing all my money into algorithms, but part of it, yes, especially because there was another thing that, as we were talking to Abhinav, he's like, hey, in coming soon, we're working on this, that you say you're interested in the dot ecosystem, Polkadot's ecosystem or something, you can put into this category, and it will invest across the top things in that ecosystem. And I was like,
Exactly.
man, these guys read my mind. If I were to list what I wanted created in some kind of software or some kind of program, it would have been exactly what you're already doing. And so I was just shocked at that interview. And afterwards, my manager, Doctor, and I, we were talking, we're like, wow, really impressed with what they have. Didn't expect that at all, and was like, I think our audience could benefit from this. So let's definitely talk with them further. So we appreciate all the time that your team put into the whole vetting process that we have, because it's stringent, and we say no almost every single time. Because at the end of the day, credibility is important to me. I make my money through crypto investing. This channel is just a fun way that I can share and build an audience, the most informed audience in all of crypto. And so I'm just really careful what we bring to them.
Yeah, so I'm actually very glad that you put in so much trust in us, and I'm hopeful that a lot of the audience is listening into this AMA and this interview will be able to take out from Mudrex as well. That the interesting thing though, Rainn, is what you said is actually right, because what mostly happens is that mentally people have like a share of wallet, and that they want to keep across different investing products, and this is there across asset classes, right? Like even if you invest in traditional assets, what people do is that some amount of their money is in, let's say, in mutual funds, some amount of their money is in index funds, some amount of their money is in fixed income products like debt funds that give them close to zero risk but a steady return. And what we've realized is that crypto is no different. People are looking for these kind of products itself, where on the one end, people just want some products that will give you market risk, market returns at very low fees. And that's the CoinSets product that we've launched. On the other end, people want fixed income products where they can just put in money and get like a 5%, 10% annual savings return. And on the third side, people want market beating returns. They want the volatility to be reduced. They want high risk, high returns. And that's the main algos product that we have. And actually, I would love to show these products to our users if you think that's the
Yeah,
right
we
time to
would
share
love it
it.
if you could share the screen. Absolutely. In fact, I'm going to make
Absolutely.
my picture disappear so that everyone can see it. Let's see.
Yeah, so I'll just quickly share my screen. And the great part is what I'll also showcase to the audience is actually our own personal company portfolio that's on there.
Perfect. I'm going to have to make a shift to the screen. They're not quite seeing, unless you can move to the right. I have part of the screen cut off, apparently. Let me see. I can fix that, though.
Can you guys see my screen now?
Yes, I'm just going to move it over. It cuts off your picture a little bit, but... Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay. Yes. We can see it. We can't see you, but we can see your screen.
Okay, no worries. So I think the screen is the most important part here. So let me first showcase to you what are we seeing over here. So as you can see, this is our company portfolio. You can look at it over here. It says Team Mudrex. This is where we put in our own company's treasury money directly on our bots. What we do is every single month we go out and pick up the top algorithms that are there on our marketplace and allocate $100,000 of our own money and showcase the strength of the platform, right? And as you can see, in the last month, essentially BTC has been down, I think about 5% and our algos or our allocation has made about 6% returns in the last 24 odd days. And you can see we've allocated our funds across these 7 algos. Some of them have made crazy 16, 17% returns. A few others have just broken even. On the other end, there are some that are making loss as well, and which is completely fine, right? It's never
Mm-hmm.
going to happen that all algos will make money all the time, right? And we've chosen these from this publicly available marketplace. And essentially what we do is we provide this simple straightforward platform that users can come in, look at these different algorithms, check out our various filters that we have. So, for example, there is a scoring system that we've created that helps people understand risk reward. We showcase returns and since how long it's been running. And of course, we give a very, very granular view of how returns are. And then if you click on any one of these algos, you can go into much more details and much more depth, and that helps you pick and choose and decide where you want to invest in. So just to give you an example, this algo VET maximizer is an algo that trades on VET. It's created by this trader called as Bitcoin Shelter, and you can see how steady gains are here for this algo. You can see that it's done about 138% returns in the last 6 odd months that it's been live. Yeah, it's been live for about 228 days, so that's about 7.5 months. And over here, what you also see is like a complete public record of every single trade that this algorithm has done. So all of this helps build confidence. All of this helps build reliability and familiarity in the minds of users and so on and so forth. So the investing process itself is very simple, straightforward. Connect your exchange, click on allocate funds. We go out and showcase the balance available, and in one click, you can just go ahead and invest on these algos. So this is the main first algos product that we launched. And then, as I said, the new product that we are working on that just came out live is CoinSets, where the idea is that okay, if you don't want to invest in algos and you're in the crypto markets for the long run, then you typically do have some kind of a theme in mind, right? That you want to back. So, for example, you either want to just back the entire crypto market, or you are just long DeFi, or you believe that exchanges are going to be the next thing, or you think that Web3 tokens are going to be the best, right? And in all of
Mm-hmm.
these cases, what we have is this simple basket that you can invest in. So let me showcase this basket, for example. This is a basket of the top 6 most popular NFT tokens in the world that we've created and we've curated. And as you can see, it's like an equi-distributed portfolio of Theta, Axie, Chiliz, and Mana, and Sand, right? And as a user, you can literally just one click and invest in this coin set without requiring any overhead. And what we will do is we will just go out and buy all of these individual tokens for you in the background every single month, go out and rebalance and make sure that if there are any new NFT tokens coming in that are very popular, they automatically get added to this basket, which is essentially the beauty. Because at the end of the day, if you remember what we started with, the promise of Mudrex is that we want to take away the overhead of deciding where to invest, deciding when to move from one to the other, and deciding when do you book profits away from the user, right? Just like how mutual funds and equities and indexes have done it for the equities world, that's the same thing that we want to do for the crypto world. And that's the promise that Mudrex is trying to fulfill today.
Love it. And I love this aspect of it too, because that couples really well with what I think does well, right? So during the bull run, the general bull run, I don't necessarily want to be in and out of positions all the time. I'm okay with holding them long term. So I'm looking for baskets, right? So I can diversify, because though I know what fundamentally looks like a really good project, I don't know exactly how it's going to play out in the coming month or 2 months or 7 months. And so I've been a big fan of diversifying across multiple ones. Now,
Exactly.
One of their questions, the audience question I imagine would be, well, okay, you said you can connect it to your exchange, but what exchange can you connect this to?
Oh,
Is going through their mind.
that's actually an excellent question. And Rainn, and you guys listening into this, we support 9 of the world's largest exchanges. So we support Binance, Coinbase, Bybit, Deribit, BitMEX, OKEX, and FTX also now. And for our US users, we support Coinbase US and Coinbase Pro, and of course Binance US and Binance Pro. So effectively, if there is a large exchange out there, then it's already connected with Mudrex. And in case you are not live on any one of these exchanges, then what you can simply do is also use our own wallets. So what we've done is we've partnered and deeply integrated with Binance, where what we do is we provide the entire backend security of Binance and a front end that's of Mudrex. So let's say if you've got tokens on an exchange like KuCoin, and you still want to use Mudrex, all you can do is you just transfer your tokens onto Mudrex and use our wallets and our platform to do all the order execution. When I say ours, it's actually Binance on the back end, is just our front end in the front for our users. So this, of course, also helps.
Makes perfect sense. So yeah, maybe I can get a list of all the exchanges that you have access to. Though Binance is a big one for those outside of the U.S. That's really got a large percentage of the tokens out there. For those inside the U.S., Binance.us can be connected through APIs, exactly, as well as multiple other exchanges. So then once they connect them up, they really don't have to think about that again, right?
Nope. And that's the entire point. Connect your exchange, pick your algo set, and one click let it run. We will take care of the entire overhead.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. Cool. So go ahead.
Yeah, so I think one more thing that I want to point out is that a lot of times people think that what we are giving out is essentially free money, right? Because you can come and just make money on an algo that makes a lot of sense for a lot of people just to come in and invest. But what I want to point out is, like with all things in life, it's not like you'll always make money and always make returns, right? You can see that there are some algos that are not performing well in a particular given market conditions. But the point is that over time, these algos consistently give returns and give gains. And I think that patience is a virtue that's very easily developed using tools and products like Mudrex, because they help you consistently grow your capital.
Yeah. Now, for the viewers who are newer to crypto, and that means they may be newer to investing as well, yes. Could you explain, and I don't mean to catch you off guard with this question, but why is it that professional traders often use algorithms and bots?
Yes, so I think one of the main reasons professional traders use algorithms and bots is that they want to have a system in mind. Because as soon as you have a system in place that's doing these decisions, your emotions don't get in the way. And that is extremely important, because what you don't want is that you enter a position, the market is suddenly dipping, and just because the market is dipping and you're hearing a lot of chatter around you that the market is going to crash, you exit that position and move out, right? And what you see is just a few minutes later it's going to recover and come back again. Having a system helps you remove all of these negative thoughts and gives you a system of when do you enter, when do you exit, when do you take profit, and when do you set up a stop loss. And to be honest, this system helps build consistency, and consistency is actually what makes wealth in the longer run, right? For the people who are relying on one-off bets to make a large amount of money, in a vast majority of cases, those people actually end up losing money in the longer run. The people who end up gaining money and making consistent returns are only able to do it because they are consistently, steadily, always wanting to get small gains and compound those gains again and again and again in the longer run.
Perfect explanation. Now, so what are the advantages of having some of your money trading for you through algorithms versus handling them all yourself?
Yes, so I'm of course of the opinion that it's not like you should be putting in all your money on these algorithms, and there are reasons for that. But the reasons why you should put in at least some part of your money on these algos is because at any points in time the markets are moving fairly volatilely in the crypto world, right? And that volatility gives you the opportunity to make returns even when the market is not going anywhere, when things are just moving up and down and up and down. For example, what's happened over the last month, it's just been moving up and down and up and down. That up and down movement itself gives you the opportunity to capture some gains. And that's one part why you should be putting in money in the algos. But I think the bigger reason why you should be putting in money in these algos is because they are extremely good at reducing risk. So just to give you an example, Bitcoin in the last year has given us about 300% returns, right? But at the same time, Bitcoin in the last year has actually also seen its value eroded by about 30% at one point, right? We knew it went from 60,000 to 30,000, and now it's back at about 40 odd, where it's still 25% down from its peak, right? And that's actually where algos help. When there are large crashes like this, they help avoid large dips. So just to give you an example, when the entire markets crashed 50-60% in April, May, and June, Mudrex and our own treasury fund only lost about 6%, which is incredibly valuable, right? Because every single money lost, not lost, is money that you can compound later and help grow. And at the end of the day, that resilience and that reliability is what helps create wealth in the longer run. So that, I think, is the single biggest reason why you should use, you should put in at least some part of your allocation across algorithms, because they help reduce volatility, reduce risk, give you steady gains. They might not give you best returns or market beating returns, but that's not the objective as well, right? The objective is to reduce risk. And that's where algos come into play.
Well said. Now, are there any disadvantages to using algorithms for part of your assets?
Yes, of course. So, for example, what a lot of time happens is that if you are just bullish in the longer run and you don't care about what's the price today or what's the price tomorrow or what's the price going to be day after tomorrow, then you actually end up paying some fees that are unnecessary, right? So let's say if you're buying Bitcoin today so that your kid's graduation could be paid off with its gains 20 years later, and that's, by the way, the reason why I bought my Bitcoin. Then in that case, you ideally don't care about what's going to happen with the price today, tomorrow, day after, right? And if you're using that Bitcoin and allocated it to algos, then you're paying fees, and fees at the end of the day do end up being meaningful. And active trading on the exchange also ends up being meaningful, right? And all of those losses continue to tend to add up. And the other reason also is that, to be honest, even if you are allocating money to algos, you are going to go back and constantly check. And if you're going to look at it again and again, that itself also causes some emotional stress, right? You might as well just let it be on Bitcoin, or better yet, put it in one of our coin sets and let it compound automatically and let it grow, right? So that's actually the reason why we created the coin sets product, because algos are not suited for everyone, or algos are not suited for all of your money. A part of your money should be allocated for long-term wealth creation and value creation, and products like coin sets are much better suited for something like that.
Yeah. What's great is I love how on the same page we are with everything that you've said. Now, I'm really picky about things and I look for efficiencies. I've always been wired that way. And that's what makes me, probably helps make me particularly good at investing. Because prior to crypto, I used to do investing for a big firm and I would make all their acquisitions. And my job was to filter through all the stuff out there, find the good deals, and then negotiate the price and help them on their acquisitions. And so I think I'm particularly wired towards where value is. So as we were talking with Abhinav, I was like, I love the feel of this company. I love what they're offering, and I feel like they're coming from the same perspective that I come from, of really just creating a system that helps people do better. Because one of the challenges with investing is we're human, and because we're human, we get our emotions in the way, and that leads us to make really dumb decisions. And even though I'd had 20 years experience, and that helped, but when I was brand new in crypto, I thought, oh, the same rules didn't apply, and I made many mistakes, and I was so much further behind than I could have been. But I mean, in truth, you're always bad before you're good. So what I liked about Mudrex is it offers some options for people to look at to take some of the money out of the emotional decision making process that we as humans make, while they give themselves a chance to get better. And it's hard. now when I see big dips, like just 2 days ago, the whole market was tanking, and oh my gosh, this Chinese real estate company that none of us had ever heard of before is like defaulting on their loans, and it's going to crash the Chinese market, which might crash the world. And everybody was scared, and probably you were tempted to panic sell. And then 2 days later, we're great again. And the truth is, this emotional roller coaster plays out over and over and over again. And so hopefully none of you got tempted to sell, and then you missed this rebound that we've had the past 2 days on a lot of the alts. Not all of them, but some of them. And so it does take some of it out and puts it into play in a different way. Now, that doesn't mean you don't have to manage it. I personally am going to be taking a lot of my profits during the bull run and putting them on the sidelines in things like USDC or USDT that's earning me a return, because last time I got hit square in the face with the pullback, and Bitcoin did a retracement of like 85%, which is still gigantic. The problem was I was in the riskier alts, and many of them retraced 95 to most of them being 99.5%. Getting hit with that kind of retracement leaves you a little bit scarred and jaded. So probably I'm a little bit leaning too much toward the side of taking most of my profits and putting them on the sidelines as the market hits this parabolic move that I think is ahead of us. But and then I'm going to be having some fun trading it during the bear market. Another thing I liked, I figured this out during the later part of the last bear market, was that when you come down to this flat bottom, generally what happens is a lot of these alts, they pop up and then they go back down, and they pop up, there's some news event, and go back down. And I figured out, okay, so I'm going to buy things with fundamentals, and then I'm going to set it up to automatically sell when it doubles, and then buy back in when it goes back down. And had a lot of fun doing that. Only caught a couple times of it because it took a while for me to see that pattern once I did. And I thought, oh, great, there's probably a way we could create a trading algorithm right through Mudrex, because you can create your own algorithms, and they have this really intuitive interface that allows you to create that. Probably create something to do that automatically for me, so that during the bear market I'm playing with part of my money. Now, the downside of doing that is Theta. I totally did that with Theta, and I set it to sell half when it doubled and sell the rest of it when it like 2x. Well, Theta went from 7 cents where I bought it all the way to like $14. I sold it 14 cents and 21 cents, right? Because I had it automatically set up playing with that, right? And the problem is I had too much of my position in Theta in there, and even though I believed in Theta in the long run, I had 100% of mine set to sell between those two numbers. So there will be some fun times during the bear market, and thankfully a lot of our audience understands that you don't want to just be here during this bull run and the great amazing gains that can still happen ahead of us, but as well as take some profits and then be here during the bear market as well, because not only can make some good buys, but with little strategies like that, it helps keep it entertaining, that you can be making money even during a general down market.
Yep. And in fact, actually, in my opinion, the bear periods are where a lot of the core good stuff happens, right? Because in the bull periods, it's all euphoria, and there is just so much happiness going around that people forget that we are in here for the building phase, right? All of Mudrex actually got built in the last bear market. We started this off in October 2018, and now it's September 2021, 3 years later, and we've slowly, steadily build out this product so that we are able to help give our users these wonderful gains.
Yeah, well, awesome. So we'll get a link below in the description that we can put down there from you. So now if users want to sign up, they can just sign on that link. You had mentioned before that you'll have like an extra special thing for them if they use that link to sign up. Could you tell the viewers about it?
Yes, absolutely, guys. So we'll be adding a link to this video down there, and please do sign up using that link. As soon as you sign up, you get $25 extra credit that you can use on the platform for whatever you want. That's like a welcome gift from us and Rainn.
Yeah, so by all means, use that link to sign up and, play around with that $25. See if you like it, see what you're liking about it. That way you can try it before you send over other funds. And that way, like every one of you, play around with it and get the free, why not get the free $25 gift? And maybe if you play around with that, and that alone could go to huge numbers. And then if you're really liking it and you feel comfortable, then you can move over more funds if you want.
Yep.
Well, great. Idul, I really appreciate all your team's work in making this happen, and it's been good speaking with you in person. Another thing that Abhinav said that we really loved as we were considering whether to take on an additional sponsor or not is he said, hey, if your community ever has any problems, we want that feedback, and we don't mind if you talk about anything bad about the platform if you come across it, because we'll take that feedback and make it even better. I said, absolutely, yes, we love that, and we love that you're okay with it, because, I believe this way too. I don't mind when people tell me bad things. In fact, if you're hating this video or something's wrong with it, or if it's not at least a 7 out of 10, if it's at least a 7 out of 10, give me a thumbs up, but tell me why it's only a 7 or an 8 out of 10 so I can work on it. I'm new to this YouTube thing. I've only been doing this now for about 8 months. Experienced investor, yes, but new to YouTube. Also, if you're testing out the product and there's anything that you have wrong with it, tell us what's wrong with it. Also in this video, if you think this video sucks, give me a dislike, please. Tell me why it sucks in the comments below. Also, really where a lot of our engagement goes between the Crypto Rainn family is on the Telegram channel, and that Telegram is down below here at Crypto Rainn Discussion. You can join the bigger family, as well as I have a link in the YouTube video below. And not just myself, but many of our smart audience members are in there, and they have amazing backgrounds, and you'll find some really good engagement there. Though I will warn you, any negativity, and we will boot you. Negativity not from having something go wrong, that all happens, but if you're spamming crap projects, and just there's lots of spammers that just are bots that we have to kick all the time, as well as we prize that community like our family. So if you're treating our family bad in there, we'll kick you out, because we don't want you part of our family. We want a positive family. If you're just a whiner or complainer in life, you won't find happiness in that Telegram group. But if you're a positive influence and you want to learn about this crypto space and do better, join us there. Well, thank you, Abhinav. We really look forward to working with Mudrex, and I look forward to playing around with your system more myself. So thank you for joining us and joining the audience today.
Sure.
All right, so I do appreciate the audience and all your time with us. Now, I want to thank our other sponsor, Ether.cards. They have some amazing NFT technology. If you're ready to level up your crypto game, join us through subscribing as we get into analyze projects and how they do really well. And I'm share with you how I think about things that turn my portfolio from thousands into millions. And the system I share will work for you, but before it can, you have to understand it, as well as how to look for undervalued projects. And that comes through joining us on a daily basis. All right. Thank you, everyone. Here's our wrap for all of you who are Rainmakers and part of the Rainmaker family. You know what this wrap is all about. This really is to reinforce the principles that have made us successful.
Came into the space chasing all of the gains, chasing the pumps and all of the hype trains. But like in life, you buy before you're good. Was taught to buy when it was boring like a rainmaker should. I buy when it's down, don't chase the boats that I miss. Cause I'll always make the time in mind. I sit the one out cause I'm patient like that. And I'll wait for the right time. I sell when it's high, I buy when it's low. They call me rich, they call me smart. I'm just a rainmaker running the show. Calculated investments, I don't lead with my heart. The principles are simple, they're leaving a mark. Why when it's boring, just gotta be smart. I sell when it's hype, like all the channels they pump it. That's when I was selling, go parabolic and dump it. They call me rich, they call me smart. I'm a rainmaker, making my own start. I'm with the future, learning the past. Makes the time fly by, years going so fast. The game plan is mine, I'll own it now. When I reach the top, haters asking me how. Cause I'm a rainmaker, investments I love. And I follow what I learn, not relying on luck. The time is never better, the time like the present. This next 5 years is a gift and a feeling like heaven. I'm committed to learn, to study and to know that nothing comes easy but with knowledge to gain show. Sticking out this wrong cause soon will come a bear market. Learning and growing and when it's slow will be the target. Naysayers come out, Bitcoin is dead. The massive decreases can get to your head. I'm sticking around, the time is better. I'm strong like that, I'll let the others be fretters. In 2 years time the bull will bring back the gains. That makes it worth the effort cause here comes the rain. So let's go rainmakers, let's make it all happen. Let go with the hate, let the haters be crapping. I'm here for 5 years, let's do this together. The time is right, the time could be better. They call me rich, they call me smart. I'm a rainmaker, making my own start. I'm with the future, learning the past. Makes the time fly by, years going so fast. The game plan is mine, I'll own it now. When I reach the top, haters asking me how. Cause I'm a rainmaker, investments I love. And I follow what I learn, not relying on luck. Haters be hating, but time to slow down. Addressing what they say when I'm wearing my crown. They're chasing green candles like someone who was new. I got a vision that was bigger, helping me to push through. I'm still human and sometimes it is rough. And that's what makes me special, simply I stay tough. Cause I'm a rainmaker, investments I love. And I follow what I learn, not relying on luck.